Hey, it's Mazzy. I wish you all a very happy new year. In a perfect world, you'd all be watching this at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve into the new year. And I want to recount a story of me, New Year's Eve, that it's such a vivid memory. Now, I'm sure we all have these moments that are so vivid, memories of the past, all the good things in life, and obviously also all the tragic things and bad things in life, historic or otherwise. But I remember on New Year's Eve day, uh, 1968, I was at a mall that had a record store with two of my friends, Steve and Ben at the time. So we were 14 years old, and I bought this record. Now, some people don't like to show this nude cover of Ultra Land on YouTube, but as a 14-year-old boy, I remember going into this store. I'd heard All Along the Watchtower from this album. Of course, it's the third studio album from Jimi Hendrix. And it's my favorite Jimi Hendrix Experience album. There's something about it, and it's one of those records. Every time I hear it now, we're going to be celebrating 50 years of this record, 60 years of this record, excuse me, in 2 years. Amazing, astounding. I can't believe it. But every time I hear this record, I hear something new. It's one of those records, there's so much to dive into, to rock and roll and jazz and blues and psychedelia. And I think it's a perfect record. Years later, not until the 70s, I would get the American cover. Now, Jimi Hendrix really didn't like either cover. It wasn't his choice to put this on the cover. But of course, as a young 14-year-old, this was something. This is the one of the first presses of Track Records. That was the Lambert and Stamp label with the Who. Of course, Track had not only the Who but Jimi Hendrix, and also around this time, I think The Crazy World of Arthur Brown, Fire. That's another album I love. But that night, my two friends slept over my house. Obviously, I was with my parents, living with my parents. They were out at a party. And I remember I recording KSAN radio just a few minutes before midnight. I think 5 minutes to 12 to the new year. I turned my tape recorder on. And I used to make these tapes and literally edit them and make these montages, these oral tapes. I think I was very influenced by the Word Jazz records, the Ken Nordine records. Also, there was a DJ in San Francisco, actually on AM radio, Tommy Saunders, KYA, and had something about the multicultural mustard thing. It was almost like a psychedelic montage thing of music and sound and comedy and mixed things that was on like very late at night. So 5 minutes to midnight, I turn it on, and Tom Donahue is playing all this music. I don't remember the songs. I wish I still had that tape, but the last song he played of the year was All Along the Watchtower. It's just a powerful version, and it lifts that song up. I had the Dylan album with that on it. I had John Wesley Harding, and I don't think I really recognized that song or paid much attention to it until I heard Jimi Hendrix's version of it. So we're approaching midnight. The song is playing, and Tom Donahue had all these sound effects overlapping it, especially as we approach midnight in the last minute. And those of you of a certain age will recall calling time. The time is 11:59. The time is 11:59 and 10 seconds. That woman's voice, that would be the countdown. You'd call on your phone popcorn, and you'd get the time, and you could set your watch and your clock back then. It's actually you can dial POP in any four numbers, and you'd get it, or POP, yeah, any four numbers, seven digits. So whatever POP is, whatever the number configuration is, but it was popcorn, and you get the time, and for that entire minute, every 10 seconds, that voice would say, the time is 11:59 and 30 seconds. Meanwhile, overlapping would be All Along the Watchtower. It was just one of those moments, and I had that tape for years. Again, I wish I still had it. I have no idea. I keep a lot of things, a lot of archival things of that I collected musically and sound effects, and for some reason I lost that tape. And my father bought me that tape recorder, and I would do a lot of literally physical editing and montages, and it was my form of artistic creation. You know, playing guitar badly, but I enjoyed it, and I'd do these sound effects with the guitar and feedback and things. God damn, I wish I had those tapes. So the time is 11:50 and 10 seconds, and All Along the Watchtower is blaring, and then finally midnight, and the song went on for another minute or so or two, I guess, and then ended. And to this day, all these years later, every time I hear All Along the Watchtower, I can hear that sense memory thing of that countdown, that woman's voice of time going from 11:59 to the time is 12 o'clock. 1968 into 1969. Anyway, Happy New Year. Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower, Electric Ladyland.
At the time will be 56 and 20 seconds.
There must be some kind of way out of here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. Businessman there to drink my wine, plowman dig my earth. None will level on the mine, nobody of it is worth.